The Drake is the most exclusive residence in Upper Manhattan.
What do you think?
I think we couldn't afford to rent a closet in this place.
Good afternoon.
Owned by the mysterious Gavin Doran, he hires Jane and Henry as the building's new managers.
What happened to the previous manager?
Mr. Hartwell moved someplace warmer.
But they soon discover they may have made a deal with the devil in 666 Park Avenue.
Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm Liz.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Greg.
And we're here to review the new ABC drama, 666 Park Avenue. We've all just seen it.
The show is based on a novel by the same name by Gabriella Pierce.
It starred Rachael Taylor as Jane Van Veen and David Annable as Henry Martin.
Terry O'Quinn plays Gavin Doran, who is the owner of this building complex, and his wife is played by Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa Williams said in an interview that she sort of felt like they were the supernatural Bernie and Ruth Madoff, that they were going to have this big empire, but then you were going to see the dark side of how it got made.
It makes me view the show a little bit differently because I didn't know that going in, but I like viewing it through that lens a little bit more.
Well, but that just goes to show you that the show doesn't do a very good job of presenting that to you. I mean, unless I had been told that, there was no way I would have guessed, oh, it's like a Bernie Madoff situation. It's just a bunch of cliches, I felt. I felt like ABC said FX has a successful show called American Horror Story. Maybe we can make a successful horror show, but put it on a major network.
Starring Terry O'Quinn.
Starring Terry O'Quinn. So let's, hey, everybody saw Lost, let's get Terry O'Quinn. And everybody will watch this show. And because it's on ABC, it's not edgy enough. It's just very straightforward, very sanitized, and I thought kind of boring.
Home to 80 residents.
Hi, I'm Louise. Jane, nice to meet you. Just stop by for drinks sometime.
It's a friendly building.
But don't let the amenities fool you.
I disagree. I think the show does have faults, but I don't think it's the nature of the medium. I don't think that just because a show is sanitized, it can't be spooky or scary. And I don't think that the faults of the show are that it's not, like, violent or profane enough.
You look at something like American Horror Story, and yes, it has a lot of sex in it and a lot of violence, but they have a core story about a family that's being torn apart. They have interesting performances, interesting characters, nuanced plot lines, and this really has generic, boring characters and a really cool premise that isn't being milked to the extent that I would have liked.
Did my grandma's package arrive yet?
Yeah, I'm on the phone.
He's so busy.
Mrs. Doran will see you now in the penthouse.
Great.
Thank you. Hope you get the job.
I just feel that it's so obvious that the Terry O'Quinn character is evil that if the two new managers who've moved in don't figure it out by the middle of the second episode, it will have crossed my suspension of disbelief.
Right.
And I think we could get so much out of Terry O'Quinn's, like, creepy looks and Terry O'Quinn smiling creepily is so much scarier if we have no clue why he's smiling creepily.
Do you think he'll turn into a smoke monster at some point?
We can hope.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of writing and casting. And I can think of one specific sequence. For example, our main character, Jane, is being wooed by one of the owners of the building, Vanessa Williams' character of Olivia, and she gets sent a red dress. And this red dress is supposed to symbolize all that she cannot afford.
Well done, my dear.
The premise is so rich. You have all of these earthly desires and supernatural desires that you can deal with, all these wants and needs, and what you have is you have a red dress. And I think that's boring.
Right.
Well, what always bothers me about these kind of Dr. Faust stories is that you sign a deal with the devil that gives him your soul, and now you've agreed to go to hell. And I don't understand why anyone would sign a contract agreeing to go to hell for any circumstances, because if there's a hell, then there's a heaven, and it seems you could forego for example, in the pilot episode, being a great musician,
Right.
for just a couple of years, knowing that when you die, you will go to heaven. Because if the devil was gonna sign a contract with you, that also implies that in the absence of the contract, you would have gone to heaven, or he wouldn't have approached you in the first place.
Well, I mean, you don't really, it's no holds barred. There could be a purgatory. There could be 15 million different rules
But
to this world.
clearly you don't have the devil. He's not gonna get your soul if he's willing to give you something for your soul.
That's true. He's willing to negotiate.
Yeah, so it always bothers me when people are like, really, you want my soul? Well, how about $10,000?
It's not right what you do.
What I do is fulfill needs.
Alex Graves is a veteran of TV. I mean, he's made episodes of The West Wing and Fringe and The Newsroom, so I can't really blame everything on him. I just think he doesn't give us the chills. There's no suspense, but that's really because of the script. It doesn't provide him anything to work with. 666 Park Avenue is an address not worth visiting. Skip it.
I don't care about the characters, nor do I worry about whether their souls will be corrupted or not. For me, that's a skip it.
Terry O'Quinn, Terry O'Quinn, Terry O'Quinn. See it.
Well, it looks like our votes add up to 1 ticket, which is a stream it for 666 Park Avenue. Cheers.
To Terry O'Quinn.
To Terry O'Quinn.
I don't think we've talked about him enough yet.
You shouldn't have come here. They're never gonna let you go.
666 Park Avenue.